Hello, we are talking tech with RT3, the roofing technology think tank. My name's Karen Edwards, and joining me, welcome back, John. You were on with me last week, and you're here again today. Thanks for being here.
Yes, we did the inaugural last week to get everybody ready, and now we're here to get a little bit deeper into some items.
Yes, today's topic, we're going to be talking about something that's very near and dear to your heart because you spend a lot of time going around the industry and training in estimating. And there's a lot of talk about AI replacing jobs, AI doing estimates for the industry. So, why do you think that AI is not going to be taking over estimating in commercial roofing anytime soon?
So I think really because commercial roofing estimating involves a lot. I think if estimating were simply measuring square footage and multiplying it out by a unit cost, then sure, technology can automate a lot of it. There's no question about it. But that's not really what estimating is about, right? So to break it down, I think what you have first of all, what do you have to know? And the same thing you're gonna have to know working with AI. You have to know and understand the project. What systems are we going to be installing? What is already on the building, right? What does existing conditions look like, or taking it off the plans with your judgment? What are the specifications requiring? How are the materials going to get to the roof, right? How are we going to access it? All the things that go along with safety setup. Is it an occupied building or not? What type of, is it manufacturing? Is it warehousing? Is it AI, data centers? All these things matter, right? And then again, what kind of production can our crew realistically achieve, or what kind of production are we going to get out of our subcontractor? Because I know a lot of people use that. And then, honestly, I think most importantly, what risks are buried in the project that are not going to be obvious on the drawings? And that's one of the biggest things when I'm out doing live trainings we go through. There's so many processes that you have to look at. Now, AI absolutely can identify information, but that experience of what you have in it tells that information what it actually means. So that's why I always look at it as a tool, like we've been talking about.
Yes, yes, because experienced estimators sometimes have to make judgment calls, right? And that AI is not going to be able to do, just like you said.
Yep,
Um,
correct.
okay, so in commercial roofing projects, we say this all the time, no two projects are alike, right? You need to have that human experience, the site knowledge, and problem solving, and AI struggles with that. So, have you ever had an example where two projects looked similar on paper, maybe, but then required completely different approaches when it came to estimating?
Sure, it's a great question, right? So, a big part of understanding how a project will actually be built. That's right. So, the drawings show you what the finished roof is supposed to look like, and then they don't always show you how you're going to get there. They're not giving you the roadmap, they're just giving you an endpoint of what someone's vision is. And that doesn't mean it's the right vision, that's just someone's vision. So, a good estimator has to mentally build that project before the company ever gets to the job, right? And some of the things we go through in the mental judgment as an estimator is how do we get the materials onto the roof? Because every building's different, how we're going to get there. Where are we staging? Because that's different on almost every project. Can we get that crane or forklift where we need it? So now, as an estimator, we have to figure this out because I guarantee if I was teaching project managers, they're going to be, well, they never put that thought into where we're going to actually have to do the project. So how much tear off can we realistically complete and dry in each day if we're doing a tear off project? Are we working around mechanical equipment or other trades? So if you're doing new construction or renovation, through a general contractor or somebody that has multiple trades, that is a whole nother set of thought process you have to go through. Again, about our occupied building talked about. So what that is important because that's where your field experience really matters. Company's field experience. Something can look very simple on paper and be very difficult once you're actually trying to build it. So I think looking at that to break it down, you asked for two products. I want to give you an example. Take 200,000 or 1,000 square jobs, re-roof projects, right? Using essentially the same roof system. On paper, they look almost identical, right? One's a warehouse with easy access, plenty of simple staging, simple crane access, not too many penetrations. That can be a very profitable job. Now, the second one, same look on paper, but we have some congested areas, limited staging, restricted delivery hours, occupied building, multiple roof levels, and some heavy roofing equipment added onto the roof. They're the same square footage, so they're basic same roof systems going down, but completely different labor requirements and completely different set of risks. So if you estimated those projects the same way because they look similar on paper, one of them can hurt you pretty quick. And AI is not going to pick up on that unless you feed it in exactly what your parameters are. That's why people have to look at AI a little bit differently.
Yeah, yeah, and because, a bad estimate significantly impacts profitability, right? So what risk are contractors facing if they rely too heavily on AI generated estimates without that human oversight?
So I think if we're looking at it, um, let's see, the biggest risk is false confidence, right? Trying to put it in order. I think AI can give you the answer that looks polished and sounds very convincing, but that doesn't mean it's correct. One thing that I've learned using AI in different things, it really sounds like you're talking to a college professor that has the answers to everything, because that's the way it comes out. So, but that doesn't mean it's correct. So I think you may miss a specific requirement. You may misunderstand the labor. You may overlook staging or access costs. So by misunderstanding that roof assembly or missing something in the contract documents, that's not going to get picked up through normal process AI. So, and once the contractor signs the contract, saying AI missed it's not going to help you at all. All right. You
Right.
can't say, oh, well, it's AI's fault. No, it's not AI's fault. The contractor owns the estimate. So AI generated information still has to be reviewed by someone who actually understands the roofing process of the company and understands that project. So AI can assist with the estimate. I'm not going to deny that. There's a lot of actual great use cases for it, but accountability still belongs to the estimator and the contractor.
Yeah, so let's talk about some of those ways that AI can assist, right? AI is not going to replace estimators, but how can it help make them more efficient?
Well, I think I would start with document review. So take a specification or bid package and use AI to help organize it, right? You can ask those questions. It can save you hours of manually going through documents. There's no doubt about that. But again, ask it to identify the roofing related requirements. Just don't say, hey, give me a summary, right? You want to ask it to maybe to summarize the warranty requirements. You got to be very specific when you're using this. And right? And you want to ask it to identify the roofing related requirements and flag any unusual project conditions, right? You're telling it what is usual and what's not. Ask it to help develop a list of questions the estimator should verify. All right. And then have the estimator confirm everything against the actual documents. Believe it or not, you still have to do some human work. All right. I would recommend that you do not go and just take what you get spit out and run with it because you're going to end up with problems. But I think this gives you an immediate productivity benefit without turning pricing decisions over to any type of technology, right? I look at it almost like a second set of eyes, right? That's my partner, right? It's helping the estimator, not replacing the estimator in the essence of that. I don't see that happening.
Okay, so for contractors who are just starting to explore AI, they're kind of like, "Yep, I got to get on the bandwagon. Everybody's doing it, and I don't want to be left behind." Where can they see an immediate benefit without increasing their risk?
Well, I think again, it's doing the summaries and it's running through and helping you organize your time. It's making you more efficient. And the most thing when if you're new coming into it and you want to actually start out, you got to understand, and I think this is the biggest tip that I can give. It's look at it in the way that you have to ask specific questions. You got to be very, very specific. So I want to look at it as if I'm the head estimator, the owner of the company, and I'm asking someone specific questions that are going to give me direct answers to the project I'm working on. That's the way you have to treat. You feed the information into AI, and then your questions have to be very specific. If they're not, what happens is, and I think a lot of people don't realize this, it is going back to whatever its learning module was, wherever it got its information for where you're working on. And it's kind of giving you that generalized response from all the different sources that it's going out to. It may go, and then AI now goes out on the web very easily and it searches. And let's just say it looks up estimating and it goes and pulls up 10 sources on estimating, and eight of them or five of them are not correct. They're not really pertaining to roofing, they're something else. You're going to have a skew and a problem within the answer you get. But if you're very specific in saying, this is the situation I have, this is the requirements of the project, what, ask the question, whatever you want to, what do I need to be aware of, or where should I be looking at for my flag items of having risk issues on this project, something like that.
Okay, so let's pull out the crystal ball and look 5 years from now. What do you think the relationship between AI and roofing estimators is going to look like? Will the successful, better estimators be the ones who are embracing AI rather than being afraid of it?
Yeah, well, first of all, if I could, I guarantee I'd be 100% correct on this, man. I'd be playing the markets every single day. But no, it's a great question. You do have to take the knowledge that's available to you now, where you see the industry going, where you've seen the industry come from, look at all those things. So, yes, I think it absolutely will. I think the estimator of the future is going to be more technologically capable than estimators are today. I think we're beyond paper and pencil coming into the next level, because if not, if you don't embrace it, you're going to be left so far behind because of time constraints. Time is the only asset of an estimator. Forget about the knowledge and all that. We have to learn that. But your time is only so many hours in a week. So, what's AI is going to get better at is reading drawings, reviewing specifications, and organizing cost information and identifying patterns within your company. So, that's what you're going to see the AI of the future really do. So, it may eventually perform a large portion of mechanical work that goes into the building estimate, right? Saving you time, but the estimator's still going to have to interpret what the technology produces. So there's still going to be a major need for two types of estimators all into one. I think the estimator becomes even more of an analyst and risk manager than most of your current estimators are today. The companies that do this very well are going to combine the experience of their people with great technology. And I think if you refuse to use AI, looking at the other way, you're probably going to be so far behind that you're going to be left behind in what the market share is out there for you in a roofing company. So if you think AI can do everything for you, you're probably going to create another set of problems, right? So understand, I get a lot of those questions. Well, I'm waiting because AI is going to do it. No, it's not. The advantage is going to come to be somewhere in the middle, using AI aggressively for what it does well, while keeping those experienced human judgments going where it matters. That's going to be, I think, the future.
Yeah. So let's wrap up with one thing that roofing contractors really should understand about the role of AI in estimating today.
So if I was going to sum it up in one sentence, this would be it. AI should make a good estimator better. It should never be mistaken for experience, judgment, and accountability of that estimator.
Well said. Wow. Well, we hope that this helped everybody a little bit, wrap their arms around AI and its role in commercial roofing estimating. John, thank you for being here today to talk.
Hey, thank you. It was great to be back. Look forward to the next
Yeah.
one in the future.
Yeah. We're going to have you back for sure. Thanks everybody for watching. We'll be back next Friday. See you then. Bye.
Bye now.